Hello and welcome to a special edition of Descythered. But is it Descythered? It is, because it's Kill and Rob. It's your favourite Kill and Rob thing. But this is a special Craufurd Arms edition. Bam! Hit the backdrop. We are here to discuss a brief history of the Craufurd Arms. Now, if you don't know what that is and you're in the Buckinghamshire, Milton Keynes, England area, then you should know what it is, because it's one of the biggest, smallest venues around. Award-winning, in fact.
Certainly, it is a fucking staple of our little hometown here.
Yeah, they've got big bands playing there these days, man.
Fuck yeah, man.
Just finished Independent Week, where they had the likes of Milk Teeth, Conjurer, Black Peaks, and more.
Crazy, and it's not even just live bands as well. They also have their own sort of like DJ set nights and stuff like that.
They do,
so.
And they're going vegan crazy.
Wow.
With fine dining. So today we're going to bring you a brief history of the Craufurd leading up to nowish. So, what do you know about the Craufurd Arms?
In terms of history,
yes,
well, I know it was one of the first pubs or public houses to be granted a license in Wolverton or New Wolverton area.
Indeed, it was one of the first, specifically the fifth public house to be granted a license.
There you go.
In New Wolverton by the People's Refreshment House Association, PRHA for future reference, because we've mentioned them a few times.
What a mouthful. And I know obviously it was named after a Colonel Henry Craufurd, who gave his name to the establishment.
Indeed, Lieutenant Colonel, yes.
Yeah, okay, there you are.
Lieutenant Colonel Henry Craufurd. I never knew where the name came from, I just thought it was a name.
I didn't either until sort of looking at it, but there you go.
Yep.
And then obviously that was in 1907 when I believe they opened.
Yes, so architect Mr. C.V. Cable of Hartley Wintney in Hampshire created the design for the Craufurd Arms, and it was eventually built for £7,000.
£7 grand?
£7,000.
Fuck me.
Yep, back on, it was approved in 1906, and the pub opened officially on the 7th of July, 1907.
Crazy. Over 100 years old, man.
Crazy.
Madness.
Yeah.
Obviously, in that time, the building has changed a lot.
Yes.
So, I mean, I read that the first enlargement was around 1936, and that was when the building was enlarged to include a hall.
Yeah.
So, am I right in thinking that that was potentially the hall that we have grown up in?
So I don't know if this is certain, but the hall does measure, or at the time when it's built, measured 50 foot by 30 foot. So I do assume that is the venue room we currently sweat our fucking asses off in.
Yeah. Yes. Sounds a lot smaller back then than it is now.
Yeah.
Who knows? So yeah. Other than that, though, I don't really know. I mean, who originally like managed the bar? Do you know? Or?
So it would have been Henry Craufurd to start off with.
Yeah.
And well, the PRHA anyway. But I'll give you some more information in a moment about multiple owners that have had it. So along with that large hall we mentioned, the building improvements included a Masonic lodge and an extension of the dining room. The PRHA paid $1,000 to complete these works. The Masonic lodges would have a prior claim to these works. The Masonic lodges, I just read that same sentence twice. Nailed it. The Masonic lodges would have a prior claim to its use, and at an annual fee of £25 per year. Obviously, an annual fee would be per year. Madness, how cheap that is.
Yeah. But I mean, you got to remember this was quite a ways.
Of course, yeah.
Quite a ways ago. Just like being built for £7 grand was probably a fucking big deal back then.
Yeah. So this arrangement between the Masonics, or the Masons, and the management did fall apart quite drastically. So in 1953, one of the senior Masons and the new tenant had serious differences. Basically put, the Craufurd Arms manager was having an affair with the Mason's wife.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay, with his wife.
Yes.
Right, okay. I was going to say, wow, that is scandalous.
No homoerotica yet. There's still time, Mr. Jason Hall.
Wow.
So, yes, since this time, have you got any more? Or should I just roll on?
No, because I was going to ask what happens next after that. So.
Yeah, cool. So with the management, I haven't got every manager here because it's quite a long list.
Yeah, no doubt.
So a lot of changes happened with ownership, notably the former Spurs footballer Wally Odell, who owned the pub for just over 10 years from 1954 to 1965.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
What?
Spurs, massive repping.
Crazy. Shout out to Peter Goatley.
Yeah. And also the Charringtons, notably them because they still have their name above the pub. Not like the door, but they have a plaque at the front looking from the other side of the street, straight on.
Okay. So was it them that sort of paid for the refit? Because I heard that the big refit was around the 50-60 grand.
Yeah,
mark.
60 grand mark, which included a new sign, which originally came misspelled as Craufurd, Crawford. Now, as a grammar Nazi myself, when I see every single band poster going, we're at the Crawford, like AW or AU with FORD, it gets on my tits a little bit. It's quite simple to look at that poster and spell. But yes, it originally came as Crawford, CRAWFORD. This quickly got replaced.
Yeah, no doubt. So where are we kind of at now then? So that was how many years ago? Sorry.
So that was most recently. Well, the
microphone fell off, sir.
Oh, my microphone did fall off, sir. God, I'm flustered. 1965 was when the Mr. Odell left the Spurs footballer, and the Charringtons was since then.
Okay.
Obviously, they have gone. Most recently, a certain Mr. Jason Hall has taken over. I believe he took ownership in May 2013.
Okay, so still a relatively recent thing then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, we know it's been a metal/rock bar before then.
Yep.
But definitely taken to new heights. There was a massive revamp and design changes with all the paintings, the murals that look fucking great of Lemmy, and so on.
Yeah.
And also the great painting Alex Todd's Weller, which was their call. That was really cool as well for that weekend.
Yeah, I mean, again,
ATW
local
Fest.
bands, local staple sort of venue. So
Yeah.
Mad respect for that. So kind of that's where we're at now.
Yeah.
Then. So after that,
going on with Jason Hall, more on that if there's a part 2. Check it. See you later. Bye.